So what if you could build your apps, not on some faraway server, but literally on the internet itself? It's a really big shift in how we think about this stuff. And today, we're going to crack open the developer toolbox that actually makes it all happen.
You know, for the longest time, the way we did things was pretty simple. You had one big, central server somewhere, and every single user, didn't matter if they were in Tokyo or Toronto, had to connect all the way back to that one spot. But what if? What if we could just bring the code to them instead?
Well, that's where something called an edge developer platform comes in. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like a complete toolbox, just packed with everything a developer needs to build apps that are way faster and more reliable. So today, let's open that toolbox up and take a look at what's inside.
All right, first up in the toolbox, the engine. I mean, before you can do anything else, you've got to have a place to actually run your code, right? This is the compute tool, and it's called Workers.
So, what in the world are workers? And how do they completely flip that old single-server model right on its head?
Okay, here's a great way to picture this. Imagine you're running a company. Instead of having one massive headquarters that everyone has to travel to, you open up thousands of little mini service desks in every city around the globe. Now your customers can just go to the one right down the street. Everything's going to feel way, way faster for them. And that's exactly what workers do. A developer writes their code, hits deploy, and it goes out to a massive global network. Then, when a user tries to access the app, the code runs in the data center that's physically closest to them. This just crushes latency, that annoying lag. It's not just some technical detail, it means the app feels instant, and that keeps users happy. This is the powerful engine in our toolbox.
Okay, so we've got our engine to run the code. Awesome. But, apps need to, store stuff. We're talking files, user info, the whole shebang. So that brings us to the next section of our toolbox, storage.
So let's start with the big stuff. I mean, what about all those huge files? The images for your website, videos you're hosting, maybe audio clips, or even just backups. Where does all that stuff go?
I want you to picture a giant, super secure cloud warehouse. This isn't for little, neatly organized documents. Nope. This is for the big individual items. Think of them like digital shipping containers. You can basically chuck anything in there and pull it out whenever you need it.
So the technical term for this is object storage, and that's what R2 is. It's built for all those files that don't really have a neat structure, the digital objects that really make up the modern web. It's basically the bulk storage locker in our toolbox.
But hey, not everything belongs in a giant warehouse, right? What about all the organized data that actually makes an app work? Things like user profiles, product lists, account settings. For that kind of stuff, we're going to need a totally different tool.
And this analogy is perfect. If R2 is that massive warehouse, then D1 is like a smart digital filing cabinet. Everything has its place, it's all labeled, all organized, so you can find exactly what you need in a split second.
And that's D1. It's a serverless SQL database, which is just a fancy way of saying it's designed to hold that perfectly structured data. And the best part? It's built to work hand in glove with our compute engine, Workers. You can really think of it as the organizational brain of your app. So let's put them side by side. It's actually pretty clear, right? R2 is your warehouse for all the big, bulky files, and D1 is your smart filing cabinet for the organized data that your application runs on. Simple. Two different tools for two very different jobs.
All right, so we've got compute and we've got storage. Now let's get to the really fun part, the tools that help you actually build and launch websites, and even sprinkle in some of the latest and greatest AI features.
Okay, so picture this. You're a developer, you've just built this amazing website. Now comes the hard part, or what used to be the hard part, getting it online for the whole world to see, fast, without a ton of headaches. So how do you pull that off?
Well, think about how modern publishing works. You write something, you upload it, you click a button, and boom, it's just available, instantly, for everyone, everywhere. That's pretty much the core idea behind a tool called Cloudflare Pages.
Pages is built to make this whole process ridiculously easy. A developer just connects their code and Pages handles the rest. It automatically builds the site and shoots it out to that global edge network we talked about. The result? A super fast website for every single visitor, no matter where they are.
But let's be real, modern apps are so much more than just simple web pages. They're getting really smart. We're talking intelligent search, personalized recommendations. They actually understand the content. So how does our toolbox help build this AI-powered future? Think about it. A normal keyword search is, kind of dumb. You search for a word, you get results with that word.
But a smart librarian, now they get the context. You could ask for a book that feels like Adventure on the High Seas, and they wouldn't just look for that exact phrase. They'd find books with related themes and ideas.
And that right there is the magic of a tool called Vectorize. It's a special type of database, a vector database, that stores the meaning and context of your data, not just the raw text. And this is the key that unlocks all those powerful AI features, like search that actually understands what you mean, or recommendations that feel like they read your mind.
So, we've looked at all these individual tools, one by one. Now, let's take a step back and put it all together. Let's see how they create one complete, incredibly powerful developer toolbox.
And here it is, the whole shebang. You start with your engine, compute with workers. You store your big files in the warehouse, store with R2. You organize your app's data in the filing cabinet, organize with D1. You get your website live for the world, deploy with Pages. And you make it smart, power AI with Vectorize. It's the complete system for building right on the edge.
So whether you're building a simple portfolio site or a super complex AI-powered global app, all the tools you need are right here. And that leaves just one last question, and it's the most exciting one of all. The toolbox is open. So what are you going to build?